Try this again. Good morning. Okay. Issues this morning. I don't know what we're doing for gaming. I'm just starting this over. That way I can cut this out and we won't have to deal with that whole OBS issue. I don't know what we're doing for gaming. Probably Shatterline. We'll see what else we get into. Cult of the Lamb was cool, but we've got some issues. We'll wait till they get out some patches and some new content probably before we get back into it. Let's do what we do. Let's get over here and get into our video gaming news segment. Cool? It works! Hey! Perfect. Nice. See what we can find. Weird morning, man. Weird morning. My stream deck was all jacked up, and then settings within OBS are wonky. I don't know what was happening. Yo, thanks for the fart, Wick. Appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, media layoffs impact gaming news, podcasts, and entertainment. There's lots of layoffs happening right now, if you guys weren't aware, within the gaming industry. So we'll take a look at that. We've hit just a little bit on it throughout the previous week in specific aspects, but this will probably give us a kind of an overarching view of kind of what's going on here with a lot of these layoffs and everything going on in the industry. Naruto Shippuden HyperX Gaming Collection release date? What is this? Let's see what that is. AI generated games are starting to appear on Steam. Return to Monkey Island is a swan song for Golden Age gaming, I think is what that probably says. EA CEO kind of hopes Call of Duty will become. What? Yeah, I'm sure EA's really interested how all this Call of Duty, this entire fiasco is going to shape out for them moving forward with, the potential acquisition here of Microsoft taking on Activision Blizzard and what it means for that title moving forward, because EA's series of Battlefield is their biggest contender, which Battlefield has had a lot of issues as of recent. Not real surprising coming from an EA game, right? But I don't know. We'll see. See what that article has to say. We already read about that yesterday. New PS Plus extra and premium games for September. Here we go. More good Steam Deck news. Let's see what's going on there. Best deals from the PlayStation Blockbuster Games something. We'll see what that's about. All right, let's pivot here. How achievements took over the video game industry. That's a good article for Gamer, dude. Grand Theft Auto 6 leak reveals early gameplay. Rockstar acknowledges network intrusion. Let's take a look at that. Oh, that's all that Naruto stuff's going to be. Is like HyperX has like a series of peripherals coming out based around Naruto. I guess we'll take a quick glance at it though. We've got it up already. So, Switch Online subscribers surprised with new freebies. What is that? Diablo 4 gameplay leaks online. Yeah, I know you do, man. I know. You love them though, man. You love those achievements, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you guys, if you've been here long enough, you know, you'll notice that I even get jacked up whenever, I play a game and every time I get an achievement, I'm like, oh, cool, we got an achievement. Oh, cool, we got an achievement. I'll like, usually I'll take a quick glance at what the achievement was for or whatever, I'm not one of those people that I feel the need to get all the achievements. I like to see how many I obtain in an entire playthrough. Because usually whenever I play a game, I go for a pretty good completionist kind of run of a game. Not a 100% playthrough or anything, but a pretty good completion of the game. Like with Witcher 3, all quests that we came across, stuff like that. And usually I think roughly how many, achievements that I end up getting in most of the games that I beat is somewhere between 70 to 80% of the achievements, I think. That's probably about average. But I think it's that last 20 to 30% of the achievements that usually requires either a replay or some serious grinding, stuff like that most of the time, where I'm just not interested in doing that, Too many other great titles to get to for me, man. To want a 100% achievement all these games. Yakuza is no more. Sega confirms. Look, they've got Gran Turismo movie release date, news, cast, all that stuff. I'm not really going to dive into that, to be honest. Gran Turismo is just a racing game, and they're turning it into a movie. I think it would be a lot different if this was some info on something like um, a pretty immersive kind of world like Fallout, or a pretty story rich kind of theme like God of War. You know, we'd take a look at this, but something like Gran Turismo, it's just it's not really worth me diving into. It doesn't feel like to me. I don't know, man. You guys, I don't know. It seemed weird to me ever since I heard that they're making a Gran Turismo movie. Maybe we'll take a look. We'll just see what it has to give us. I guess I don't know. Yakuza is no more. Sega confirms. We looked at this yesterday. That was pretty cool. It looked really rough for me to play, but a little bit of tweaking and adjustments and everything. The first person Spider Man stuff was pretty wild. How is Tales of Vesperia, by the way? Are you enjoying it quite a bit? Rumor. Yeah, Sony releasing PS5 console with detachable. I think this is disc. This is look. This is speculation. Surprising new feature. Detachable disc drive. Yeah. Look, this is the same thing that Xbox has already got a patent in for. Being able to actually have a portable disc drive, optical drive that you can attach to your driveless Xbox Series S, right? And use it for different reasons. And um, that makes, I mean, we've already gotten to the point where many computers, uh, I don't have an optical drive on my computer. Um, I do have a couple of USB optical drives laying around here at my place. So if I need to use a disc, I can. If I need to use optical media, I can. But ultimately, we're definitely moving away from, um, you know, relying on disk drives as it were, and getting much more to the point of just having digital libraries of things, and if anything, being able to just utilize micro USB cards or thumb drives or what have you to utilize whatever kind of media we need. So I don't know. Disk drives are definitely going away. But as long as console manufacturers continue to produce their games in a fashion that requires or allows the use of optical media to play their software in some form or fashion, they're going to need to continue to provide some way to read and write that media, right? Or to read that media. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Well, GTA Maker says the game code was stolen. We're gonna look at this as well. With the GTA stuff. We already read about that. All right, let's stick with this. We'll stick with this. Bro, are you kidding me? All right, we're not reading about the media layoffs. Just know that that is something that has been happening from Tencent's own like news media owned companies where people just all of a sudden started getting fired with no kind of um, knowledge that this was coming down the pipeline, all the way through like places like G4 TV. There are um, a lot of news outlets for in the gaming industry, as well as just in the gaming industry as a whole. We've seen some layoffs starting to happen. I think it's a result of it peaked so high during the pandemic. The gaming industry did that. It probably a lot of companies brought on extra work, extra help, and now that it's not quite as it's kind of come back to reality a bit. They're going, oh well, we don't need this many workers anymore. Unfortunately, Vesparia is pretty good. It is grindy, but that is normal with most. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool, man. Right. I'm glad you're liking it. I'm glad you're liking it. Yeah, so HyperX is just coming out with a gaming collection for Naruto. So if you're interested, I'll throw this in chat. This doesn't really, this just isn't super pertinent information. I thought this was going to be about games at first and something HyperX had to do with it, which was going to be weird, but yeah, absolutely, dude. I know. AI generated games are starting to appear on Steam, and it's not going well. Most PC players seem to reject the puzzle game, but developers aren't deterred. It was bound to happen. AI generated art pieces are popping up in competitions. Despite much controversy, they are likely already flooding your social media feeds some way or form. The big promise behind the ability to generate detailed images with just a few prompts and clicks, after all, is the so-called democratization of creation. And on Steam, PC gaming's most popular platform, the barrier for selling games is already pretty low. Enter This Girl Does Not Exist, a recent Steam game with simple puzzle gameplay that nonetheless signals a massive change that will soon hit the gaming industry. The developer claims that everything from the art to the story to the music has been generated by AI of some kind. If you haven't heard of it, that's not surprising, as the game currently only has one review on Steam, and it's not a positive one. The story behind the game is curious and indicative of larger tensions that will only become more visible within the space. This Girl Does Not Exist is the product of a married couple, one of whom spoke to Kotaku via Discord for this story. Miss Potatoes, as she calls herself on the chat app, noted that going in, her husband was worried that people would hate it and disregard it as not real art, perhaps even perceive it as low effort, on the same level as an asset flip. She, however, was more optimistic going in, hoping that people would be curious to see the showcase of modern technology and that players wouldn't want to miss the AI train that's sweeping larger online discourse right now. Um, After all was said and done, the pair sent the game to around 250 YouTubers, she claims. Almost nobody bid. It's been the couple's worst selling by far. She says, despite having their back catalog containing not safe for work games that Steam hides if the user isn't logged in. And it seems that the unusual way they created the game's assets was a major repellent for some people. One YouTuber did a live stream, but during the live stream, people hated it. Not the game, but the AI part, she explained. They wrote in the chat stuff like, I feel the AI is going to take our jobs. Crap vibes from the game. The response was disappointing, she says, especially since in their eyes, the game is revolutionary. Still, based on our conversation, the response doesn't seem to be deterring the game developing couple from exploring the technology further. Miss Potato says it'll come into play in their next sexy game somehow, but AI will only assist in some aspects of the development. Maybe less important details, she says, like the UI or the backgrounds. Quote, if I would do a whole AI game again, she mused, I would maybe try to tell people only after they finish the game and see what the reactions would be. That's actually a really good idea. As I think with this girl, maybe people had prejudices up front. Absolutely.
For me, life is all about
people, look, I mean, that's one of the things I've been thinking about, actually. You think about the incredible pieces of art that I've already, whenever I think about it, the incredible pieces of art that I've already seen come out of AI-generated software. Pretty amazing. And what does that mean for artists moving forward? You know? It's got to be a bit of a daunting thought for artists, I would assume. So, seeing a piece of software that utilizes AI-generated artwork in a very well-done manner, I'm sure is going to throw a certain amount of people off to a great extent. So the best way to see what kind of reaction people are going to get in an unbiased manner is to just not tell them that it is AI based, AI generated, underlying technology. And then see what the reaction is, and then tell them, and then have them all blow up. Return to Monkey Island is a swan song for Golden Age adventure games. This released yesterday. I'd forgotten that this released yesterday. Return to Monkey Island is the fulfillment of a promise made over 30 years ago. Since the release of The Secret of Monkey Island in 1990, the series has been held up as a paragon of the adventure games genre. When enthusiasts are reminiscing about the golden age of adventure games, Monkey Island is typically referenced as the go-to example that defined the 90s point-and-click zeitgeist. Even when stacked against other powerhouse hits from the era such as Full Throttle, Grim Fandango, and Beneath a Still Sky, the swashbuckling franchise featuring Guybrush Threepwood, self-proclaimed mighty pirate, has been widely beloved by fans and praised by game designers. The nostalgic backstory is why Return to Monkey Island is such a big deal. It's a return not only of the series, but also for its creator Ron Gilbert, who left the series after 1991's Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge. This latest game finally answers the question that fans have speculated about for decades. What is the secret of Monkey Island? Other designers after Gilbert have provided their own answers in sequels. Return to Monkey Island reveals the secret straight from the original creator himself and in definitive fashion. Return to Monkey Island didn't quite live up to 30 years of pent-up fan theorizing, forum debates, and hype from hardcore fans whose tastes are still locked inside a 90s adventure game time capsule, however. Not because it's a bad game, but because Monkey Island is a humble series that's been unfairly saddled with an unfeasible epic expectation. The series has always been about a silly pirate going on zany adventures, and Return to Monkey Island is very self-aware about this position. The game's most impressive achievement is how deftly it navigates the conundrum by tapping into the joyful energy of Monkey Island's earliest games while tempering the nostalgic angst for a time that can't be recaptured. For the uninitiated, Return to Monkey Island stars the series protagonist, Threepwood, a quippy and remarkably likable pirate sailing the Caribbean during an anachronistic version of the golden age of piracy. His world is a Saturday morning cartoon version of piracy where sword fights are determined by the 1700s equivalent of Yo Mama jokes. Ship captains grumble about corporate red tape, and zombies are extremely vulnerable to root beer. Since the game is a sequel, you'll also need some background information before playing. To that end, Return to Monkey Island has a digital scrapbook with Guybrush himself narrating through the major plot points of the previous titles to catch you up. Most of those plot points involve Guybrush's arch nemesis, the undead buccaneer LeChuck. LeChuck is also seeking the secret of Monkey Island and is also in love with Elaine Marley, Guybrush's wife. Long article. Game is designed as a classic point-and-click title crafted with a modern sensibility, simple UI, puzzles encouraging unconventional thinking, and punchy dialogue coupled with a vibrant cubist art style and highly adaptable difficulty settings. There's the casual mode for players who want to enjoy the game's story with minimal puzzling, and a hard mode for those who want a more cerebral challenge. Return to Monkey Island is everything the developers purported it to be. It's a wonderful, heartfelt adventure game that made me laugh all the way through. The only wonky thing to note is the pacing. The game opens at a steady tempo and then hits a sudden and massive spike. I apologize. I went from having a clear, focused mission for a specific area to suddenly being saddled with dozen objectives that sent me frantically traveling back and forth between multiple islands. Still, the payoff of the game's final act and the entire journey that leads up to it makes Return to Monkey Island a game well worth your time. Monkey Island is a series that has been surprisingly resistant to the sequel escalation that affects other long-running video game franchises. Other than Tales of Monkey Island, which featured a zombie plague outbreak in the Caribbean, the series has consistently focused on the personal. Monkey Island isn't about saving the world. It's about the adventures of the kind and wide-eyed Guybrush Threepwood, his dream of becoming a renowned pirate, marrying the love of his life, and finding the secret of Monkey Island. His is the type of life that would be celebrated by raised mugs in a dockside tavern, not trumpeted in a cathedral with kings and queens in attendance. But over time, Guybrush and Monkey Island have become lionized by his fans into something they aren't. By officially revealing the secret and bringing the series full circle, Return to Monkey Island is deliberately closing a chapter in the franchise's life. It's not the end of Guybrush Threepwood or Monkey Island, but it's a swan song for the bygone era that birthed them. Yeah, I mean, this is a cult classic title here, or series, the Monkey Island stuff. So they caught a little bit of flack, and they talked about it a little bit here in this article, which I skipped over. There were people that just weren't really happy with what this new title in this series presented as far as art style. People were just like kind of up in arms for some reason. I think it looks fine. I think it's because it's a bit of a contrast from what other games look like. And so people were like, "Oh, this isn't the game that we fell in love with," and this was before they even got to give the game a chance. People are just always so quick to judge, and so. But I mean, you're talking about a series that's 30 years old, man. It's going to evolve over time. People just have to understand and accept that. So I don't know if you are a fan of Monkey Island or just interested in what you've seen here or I just read about, then I would say give it a try. Give it a try. You like the idea, the premise behind the game, and the whole like point and click adventure kind of stuff. I think this would probably be a game you'd enjoy. So check it out. EA CEO kind of hopes Call of Duty will become an Xbox exclusive. Absolutely they do. Absolutely they do. Why wouldn't they? That way they can be the game that everybody plays on PlayStation. And EA loves not having competition. EA loves not having competition. EA CEO kind of hopes Call of Duty will become an Xbox exclusive. Possibly the biggest potential obstacle to the biggest video game industry acquisition of all time, Microsoft's proposed takeover of Activision Blizzard, is Call of Duty, and specifically the possibility that Microsoft could one day make it a console exclusive, thereby denying it to Sony. Microsoft has reportedly said it won't, at least not anytime soon, while Sony has the actual on-paper guarantees fall far short of public representations. Amidst all the hubbub, there's one man who wouldn't mind terribly if Microsoft did someday decide to make Call of Duty a platform exclusive: Andrew Wilson, CEO of Electronic Arts, who said during a recent Goldman Sachs event that even just the possibility of Call of Duty becoming an exclusive is good news for EA's Battlefield series. It's actually scary. If anybody needs competition in the gaming industry, it is flippin' EA. Oh, God. I mean, just take a look at what the latest iteration of Battlefield looked like, and that's with them having competition. The latest addition to the Battlefield lineup, Battlefield 2042, fell well short of EA's hopes. While it has continued to work on the game and make improvements since then, Wilson acknowledged that the series has struggled in recent years. I don't think we delivered in the last two iterations of that in the way that we should have. There's a lot of work that we've got to do there, but at its very core, this is an extraordinary IP. What we've seen in the world of entertainment is great IP is resilient. Resilience is always a little easier to pull off when your closest competitors are tripping over their own feet. Wilson sees the potential opening for Battlefield amidst the bickering about the future of Call of Duty. In a world where there may be questions over the future of Call of Duty and what platforms that might be on or might not be on, being platform agnostic and completely cross-platform with Battlefield, I think, is a tremendous opportunity, he said. Of course, opportunity doesn't mean much if you're not in a position to capitalize on it, but EA has made some big moves recently to expand its commitment to the Battlefield series. Original developer DICE is continuing to work on the game's multiplayer component, while new studio Ridgeline Games will develop a brand new campaign set in the Battlefield universe. Under the leadership of Halo co-creator Marcus Lado, Ripple Effect Studios, formerly known as DICE LA, is also joining the effort with, quote, an entirely new Battlefield experience that will complement and build upon the series' foundations. Yeah, we'll see. If it's even playable, we'll see. That's actually really scary. And I hadn't even thought about that until we just came across this article this morning. But what an actually like a terrible repercussion of what would happen with Call of Duty becoming Xbox exclusive is that basically EA would have no competition, roughly. Very little AAA FPS competition on PlayStation consoles in regards to their Battlefield title. There's a little, but not a whole lot. That's scary. New PS Plus Extra and Premium games for September 2022 file sizes revealed. PS Extra and Premium subscribers get a handful of new games tomorrow, and fans now have an idea of how much space each one will require. This was yesterday, actually, so this is happening today. New PS Plus Extra are available today, and their file sizes have been revealed. So, starting today, you get access to Deathloop, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Spiritfarer Farewell Edition, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, and more. Assassin's Creed Origins, Watch Dogs 2, and Rayman Legends, among others, will be added to the Ubisoft Plus Classics lineup, which is free to members of PS Plus Extra and Premium. Now fans have a better idea of how much space each game will require. Yeah, looks like Deathloop takes close to 30 gigs. Xenoverse 2, DB Xenoverse 2 needs 20 gigs. PS4 version of Monster Energy Supercross, roughly 36 gigs. which is double the version, double the amount of the PS5 version. That's wild. Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs 2 both need 53 gigs and 33 gigs respectively. Rayman Legends needs 8.5 gigs. Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, 6.5 gigs. And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, just over 1 gig. All right. Final few games, indie titles. Players will probably not have to delete anything to make room for them. Chicory Colorful Tale, 2.2 gigs. And Spiritfarer, 8.3 gigs. Alex Kidd Miracle World needs 1.8 gigs. Yeah, Deathloop's probably the highlight of this month for PS Plus Extra and Premium. There you go. That's what's coming. Or that's what's out today for PS subscribers, PlayStation Plus subscribers, okay? More good Steam Deck news. Steam Deck is a roaring success and demand is high. Now that demand seems to finally be met with more available Steam Decks, Steam Deck has been busy with announcements lately. First, Valve announced that they already have plans for a new Steam Deck model, yes. And then they announced their new Steam Deck repair service, yes. Now Valve is back with more good news, this time for the hopeful soon-to-be Steam Deck owner. We've beaten our own production estimates yet again. As of today, we've sent invitations to everyone left with a Q3 reservation and are getting a head start on Q4. There you have it. Valve beat its own production estimates, meaning that all those who reserved a Steam Deck will actually get one. If you didn't reserve one, then this announcement does absolutely nothing for you, but it does mean that the Steam Deck could become generally available sooner than expected. You know, so that you can actually buy it in the store, like we used to do with gaming hardware before scalpers and COVID changed the game. Yeah. So if you're hoping to get your Steam Deck in time for the holidays, you might actually be getting it in time for Halloween. Keep an eye out for emails from Valve. You don't want to miss your call to buy. They keep doing this. So queues keep ramping up for the Steam Deck, but they keep coming out and saying, everybody that's in the queue now, you're getting shipped. You're getting shipped. You're getting shipped. They're meeting these quotas, or these queues for the backlogs that people are putting in for their Steam Deck, and they keep coming out and being like, "Hey, guess what? You're all getting your hardware. It'll be shipping out very soon." So I guess what I would say is, you know, we're roughly 3 months away from December, and if you are in the market for one of these for yourself or for somebody else for Christmas, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and get a reservation in for one pretty soon. And there's probably a pretty good chance that you'll get it in time for Christmas or the holiday season, okay? If they could just... My only reservation about the Steam Deck is that it doesn't come with a dock. That's it. That's the only thing I can say about the Steam Deck right now that I'm not thrilled with. Doesn't come with a dock. Anything even just simple. And what we've seen about the docks that they're making right now is that people are kind of up in arms about the fact it only has one USB-C port and it's only for charging apparently. Not totally confirmed yet, but that's what it looks like coming out of the Tokyo Game Show, so we'll see. Best deals from the PlayStation Blockbuster games and indie sale. The PlayStation Store is currently hosting 2 major video game sales, one for the Blockbuster games and PlayStation indies. Between them, there's a raft of excellent games going cheap, from indie hits like Hades and Disco Elysium. Both Hades is amazing. We played that. Disco Elysium we will be playing soon, but is a highly rated game. To grand adventures including Cyberpunk 2077, Ghostwire Tokyo, Dying Light 2, and beyond. There's also a handful of great VR experiences on sale, including the phenomenal Superhot VR, which is currently going for roughly $15. Is that Australian? Yeah, this is all Australian. Looks to be. But you can see all these titles, and again, these are going to be Australian fiscal amounts here. But we're talking AC, Valhalla, Bugsnax, Carrion, Cyberpunk, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, Dying Light 2, Evil Genius, Ghostwire, Hades, Heavenly Bodies, Hitman 3, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Lego Builder's Journey, Life is Strange Remastered, Life is Strange True Colors, My Friend Peppa Pig, My Friend Peppa Pig, let's go, Ollie Ollie World, Planet Coaster, Sackboy, Sakuna, Sherlock Holmes, Chapter 1, Sherlock Holmes Bundle, Sniper Elite 5, SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom, Super Hot VR, The Artful Escape, The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, the trilogy, The Medium, Trek to Yomi, Unpacking, and Yakuza Like a Dragon. All right. So looks like they're having a sale right now. If you're interested in any of those titles, it's right there in chat. Take a look. Grand Theft Auto, look, we saw this come up a couple days ago, right? Obviously, anything that has anything to do, this is pretty big news. Anything that has to do with GTA 6 is going to just blow up, right? I've said this for a while now. It wouldn't even take anything but Rockstar just simply tweeting out the title of the game, GTA 6, and the world goes nuts. The gaming industry goes nuts with speculation. But this is significant. And we saw where a bunch of stuff had gotten leaked. We weren't sure how it happened, but a lot of stuff had gotten leaked a couple of days ago. And there was video of, what looked to be GTA 6 in its development process. We weren't sure what else potentially got out, but the more we're moving along here, the more we're finding out that it looks like this was an actual hack here, a network intrusion. Developer confirms its confidential information was illegally downloaded after an unprecedented leak reveals early footage of its next video game in action. Gameplay footage of Grand Theft Auto 6 was posted online on Sunday in what amounts to one of the biggest video game leaks in history. The highest anticipated sequel to Grand Theft Auto 5, which is one of the most successful games in history, selling 169 million copies and generating over $6 billion in revenue since its initial 2013 release. Developer Rockstar acknowledged on Monday that it, quote, suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information that included early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. This is the message they tweeted out. I'll read this, okay? A message from Rockstar Games. We recently suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information from our systems, including early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. At this time, we do not anticipate any disruption to our live game services, nor any long-term effect on the development of our ongoing projects. We're extremely disappointed to have any details of our next game shared with you all in this way. Our work on the next Grand Theft Auto game will continue as planned, and we remain as committed as ever to delivering an experience to you, our players, that truly exceeds your expectations. We will update everyone again soon, and of course, we'll properly introduce you to this next game when it is ready. We want to thank everyone for their ongoing support through this situation. The leak, we read all the quote there. GTA 6 hadn't been shown to the public in any form, though developer Rockstar noted back in February that it was working on a sequel. The game is reportedly at least 2 years away from release. A user on GTA forums appeared to be behind the leak and posted almost 100 videos of the game in action, which were later removed by moderators. Copies of the videos posted to Twitter were also removed in response to copyright reports. Unlike official gameplay trailers, we're used to seeing, these videos featured unfinished elements, including placeholder textures and unfinished character models. Many of them are short. One, which is a little more extensive, shows a male and a female character robbing a diner. We actually watched that on YouTube. It's not part of the news segment that I uploaded to YouTube because I was really afraid that what was being circulated around the web was legit leaked info that Rockstar was going to be DMCAing on people, and I didn't want it to be part of our news segment that got uploaded. So we watched it after the news segment, and it is exactly what it is describing right now. We only watched the one, though. Many of them are short. One, which is a little more extensive, shows a male and a female character robbing a diner. That's the one we watched. Others feature a woman visiting a strip club. One clip shows a poolside conversation. This is very much par for the course in Grand Theft Auto games, all of which feature missions in a similar vein. Yeah. Prior to Rockstar's tweet, Schreier, who is the Bloomberg journalist that has been reporting on this, said he had confirmed on Sunday that the leaked footage was genuine. Not that there was much doubt, but I've confirmed with Rockstar sources that this weekend's massive Grand Theft Auto 6 leak is indeed real. This footage is early and unfinished, of course. This is one of the biggest leaks in video game history and a nightmare for Rockstar Games. Absolutely. Some gamers used Oh, sorry. I read this. I was reading this in my head completely wrong. Some gamers used to polish footage of upcoming releases reacted negatively to the early leaks, but games in early development usually look like this. Rockstar has reportedly been working on Grand Theft Auto 6 since 2014. At this point, no one knows precisely how old this footage, but as The Verge noted, the game appears to be running on an RTX 3060 Ti and RTX 3080 cards, which means the build can't be older than 2 years. With the game still years away from release, this matches up. Big budget video games that are far from release rarely look close to finish. Right. The hacking group Lapsus was apparently behind the leak, with ride-hailing company Uber blaming it for an attack on its computer network last week. It was responsible for similar breaches at Microsoft, Cisco, Samsung, Nvidia, Okta, and others in 2022. It's crazy, man. Here's the thing. We talk a lot about, the way that the gaming industry has changed in regards to how hard it is for developers to remain silent and keep information in-house on these titles they're working on, especially highly anticipated titles. And whether it be an insider that leaks that information or a legitimate hack, like we see right here, it's very, very difficult for these developers, and they end up, when situations like this happen, they get kind of, really pushed into a corner in how they have to respond to it. Which feels bad. It really, it does have consequences for the way that the developer themselves is able to move forward with the development process in addressing it to us as the lovers of video games and the consumer. And look, we've all dealt with some bad on the part of developers in the products that they've delivered to us in some form or fashion in the past. But we've always also had some extremely amazing experiences in regards to what developers have done for us as well, right? And I would say, to that extent, this isn't really fair to a developer at all, And I'm not even a big advocate for what Rockstar is doing or has done for the recent, just because, I know that there are fans of their other titles like RDR Online that have just apparently been getting the shaft for a long time because they've been like, where's our content at? Where's our content? And Rockstar's like, all we really care about is GTA, And stuff like that feels bad. So I'm not a big advocate for what Rockstar's been doing lately, but, getting hacked and having your hard work taken away from you and shown to the world, and whenever you're not ready to show it off and give people a taste of what you're doing, it absolutely forces your hand to an extent, and it feels bad, So It sucks for them, man. That sucks for them. Even though there are so many of these, here's the thing: because the hype is so big around this title and this game, there are a lot of gamers that just don't care, and they're like, I just want all the info and all the details that I can get my hands on about it. And that's not fair to the developer, man. They'll get it to us whenever they're ready to get it to us, Yeah, this is what we just read, so I'm not going to read into this too. Yep. Nintendo Switch Online subscribers surprised with new batch of freebies. Over the last few months, Switch Online subscribers have been treated to a number of exclusive profile icons. Throughout September, the company has released designs based on the original Nintendo Entertainment System, and Wave 3 is now available. Subscribers can snag these new icons for just 10 platinum points each. And the latest Wave features designs based on Donkey Kong, Punch-Out, and Super Mario Bros. 3. There are also icons based on the NES itself, the Japanese Famicom, and more. Each one costs just 10 platinum points, and the Wave will be available through September 26th. Nintendo announced the release of the new Wave via the company's official Twitter account. Readers can check out some of the new icons in the tweet embedded below. Yeah, there's some of them right there. I'll be taking that DK, you know what I mean? Give me that Donkey Kong. The Nintendo Entertainment System released at a dark time. Yeah, we know. Latest wave of NES icons just became available, but Nintendo Switch Online subscribers still have time to use their Platinum points to purchase additional icons, including designs based on Animal Crossing New Horizons and Splatoon 3. In the grand scheme of things, these are fairly minor freebies, but they are a nice little perk that all users can access regardless of their subscription tier. Once the designs based on the NES come to an end, it will be interesting to see if other consoles receive a similar treatment. While the NES is an iconic console, the Super NES is arguably even more beloved. It's possible we could see icons based on some of the console's best games, but for now, fans will just have to wait and see. Cool. All right. You know what? We're going to do the D4 stuff last. Gran Turismo movie release date, latest newscast story. Gran Turismo, the beloved and long-running racing simulator video game series from developers Polyphony Digital and publisher Sony, is set to become a big-budget Hollywood feature film courtesy of Sony Pictures. Said to be based on a true story seeing a young Gran Turismo video game player taking all of the experience that they have gained playing the racing simulator series and then using it to train as a professional race car driver before entering and subsequently winning several professional real-world races. Really? Huh. In casting news first broken by Hollywood Reporter, Orlando Bloom has signed on for the movie in addition to already announced cast members David Harbour and Archie Madekwe. According to the Hollywood Reporter's article about the casting, Bloom is said to be playing a hungry marketing exec who is selling the sport of motor racing and just may believe in its art too. It releases roughly a little less than a year from now, 11 August 2023, tentatively, I would say. Initially going to release in theaters. That's it. That's all we got for it right now. There we go. Yakuza is no more, Sega confirmed. Sega's long-running Yakuza franchise will be going through a name change in North America. According to reporting from Kotaku, all future entries will now go by the name Like a Dragon. The most recently released game in the series was 2020's Yakuza Like a Dragon, so the name change should be an easy one for most gamers to adjust to. Ryu Gotoku is the name of the series in Japan, which also translates to Like a Dragon. Sega confirmed to Kotaku that the move is intended to move more closely aligned with the Japanese name. The change will effectively begin starting with the recently announced Like a Dragon Ishin. The original Like a Dragon released in Japan in late 2005 on PS2. A few months later, the game arrived in North America as Yakuza, where it established a passionate following. In the years since, the series has spawned several sequels, appearing on a number of different platforms. A live-action adaptation is also currently in development. While Sega did not mention the adaptation as part of the rationale for the name change, it's entirely possible that it played some role. A number of video game franchises and characters have had their names changed when leaving Japan, but the industry has seen many of those names change back. In the interest of keeping things universal, when the first Sonic the Hedgehog game was brought to North America, the villainous Dr. Eggman was renamed Robotnik. Years later, Sega chose to start using the Eggman name in North America, making it a nickname that the villain chose to embrace. It will be interesting to see how gamers in North America react to the change. At the end of the day, it's just a name, and the actual quality of future series entries will play a much bigger role in everyone's enjoyment. Still, for those that have been with the series since 2006, this will likely take a bit of getting used to. Yeah. Yep. We already kind of saw that coming. Here's the deal. Last article I have for the morning, so if you have anything else to add that I haven't maybe touched on today or in previous news segments, let me know and we'll address it before we move on to whatever we're getting into today for gaming. I don't even know. Shatterline, maybe some other stuff. We'll see. Nearly an hour of gameplay footage from Diablo 4 has surfaced online. In case you somehow missed it, there appears to be an early version of the upcoming sequel video game from Blizzard in testing currently, and while leaks have come out of it previously, this seems to mark the most significant one so far. Given that Grand Theft Auto 6 also saw a huge leak this weekend, something just seems to be in the internet air, so to speak. The Diablo 4 test gameplay footage was spotted and shared to Reddit yesterday, and includes a grand total of 43 minutes of gameplay from the in-testing title across 2 clips. While obviously not necessarily indicative of the final product, it is certainly one of the best looks yet at what players might be able to expect from the title when it releases for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, S, and 1, and PC next year. While perhaps unclear exactly when the footage was filmed, it's definitely not from a test build of the video game. Watermarks labeled private test build with a specific string of numbers coat the screen, which should make it fairly easy for Blizzard to track down who exactly was playing when it was recorded. It also seems to stem from someone playing through Discord for others, as notifications and some chatter can be heard within. Yes. The endless battle between the high heavens and the burning hells rages on as chaos threatens to consume Sanctuary. An official description of Diablo 4 reads, with ceaseless demons to slaughter, countless abilities to master, nightmarish dungeons, and legendary loot, this vast open world brings the promise of adventure and devastation. Survive and conquer darkness, or succumb to the shadows. As noted above, Diablo 4 is currently set to release for the PS. In 2023. Okay. Maybe we'll watch some of this Diablo 4. Again, if this is, if it's hard for me, just like this is the same scenario with the GTA 6 content. If this is leaked content that Blizzard is not ready for people to see, it will get DMCA'd. And therefore, I do not want it to be part of the news segment, unfortunately, because all that will really happen is I'll end up uploading the news segment to YouTube, and then if that content is part of it, I'll end up getting a DMCA strike and have to pull it back down, and it's just not worth the hassle. So we'll watch it after the fact here. What I'll say is that I appreciate everybody being part of this community, and especially part of this news segment this morning. This kind of stuff happens quite often, and you know, if you're enjoying the content, and I would say see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us at 6 o'clock a.m. CST, where we start all of our streams off with video gaming news. Quite often we come across this kind of content that won't make it into the news segment because of the potential for it to kind of be called out as DMCA content. But we'll end up watching it after I kind of sum up the news segments here, just to get a taste of what it has to offer. And so, I don't know. It could be worth you coming and hanging out with us live whenever we do these segments. So see what you can do about coming and hanging out with us when we go live every single day and start off with the video gaming news segments, okay? I don't know. If you're enjoying the content, then do me a favor and consider hitting that like and subscribe button. And other than that, you guys just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we'll catch everybody tomorrow for September 21st edition of Video Gaming News. All right?